The New York Mets defeat the Boston Red Sox 5-1. Everybody was scared because Garrett Crochet was on the mound for the Boston Red Sox, but the Mets came through, and they came through, in my opinion, because of two big reasons. The cliff notes of the game. Brett Baty, RBI, single early in the game, could have been a 2 RBI as Torrens was thrown out at the plate, and then late in the game with the bases loaded, the big RBI double off the left field fence. We've seen it, the confidence is there, and Pat Ragazzo just tweeted out as we were going live here that he spoke with a MLB rival scout who stated Brett the Met looks confident, and the New York Mets feel they're finally going to see what kind of player he is. And what I like so much about today's game, we always get stuck up in the lefty-righty matchup. Starling Marte goes in the 2-hole. Let's be honest, Juan Soto has an abysmal game outside of that sac fly. 3 straight strikeouts to start the game, something that he's very rarely done throughout his career. I believe he's done it in 20 out of 984 games in his career. So it's something to monitor as we go forward. But Brett the Met comes through. Obviously, the lefty-lefty matchup, it would have been so easy for the New York Mets to stick Acuna out there or Mark Vientos or finagle this lineup so he's not in it, but it looks like he's going to be finally getting that everyday shot that a lot of Met fans, including myself, have been calling for since the start of the season. Hopefully, just hopefully, what we've been watching him do down in AAA, we are finally going to see him do as a New York Met at the major league level. It's something we've all been thirsty for. David Stearns touched on it earlier in the season, saying that typically, guys, eventually we see it translate to the major league level. That's why we see a lot of New York Met fans prior to the season saying, you know what, maybe we trade a guy like Brett Baty. You use him to get a pitching prospect. But the New York Mets held on to him because he could be a potentially cheap option that could blossom. Never forget, he was an early first-round pick, supposedly had the best hit tool in that draft, and was only drafted later because he was 1 year older than pretty much everyone throughout that draft class. But today was an exciting win. Hopefully we get back on track. It's just, I'm not going to lie to you guys, Soto has me worried. He just has me worried. Point blank simple. I wish I could say different, but it would have been great if he would have launched a grand slam right there. It was hit 379 in the gap, but it wasn't. And I don't see that swag. And I posted a video earlier today, and I see you guys down in the comments. I'll get to you guys in just 1 second. Thanks so much for joining me for this New York Mets postgame. And I just wanted to let you guys know early on, tomorrow night, probably around 8:30ish, I have a very special guest that I've been working on for a while to get onto the program. He is a beat writer. He works over at SNY. I've wanted to get him on for a very long time. So be sure to tune in tomorrow night on the off night. As on some off nights, I try to bring in guests. Last week, it was Chris McMonigal over from WFAN, and you will see the guest tomorrow night live, probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock-ish, somewhere in between there. Somebody who can really take a deep dive into this New York Mets team, give us his opinion on why the New York Mets, or Juan Soto in particular, Juan Soto, Mark Vientos, those types of guys have struggled early on. And no, it's not Pat Ragazzo, it's not Mike Puma, not one of those guys. But I'm sure you guys will enjoy the guests I have on for you guys tomorrow night. Number 2, can we, Met fans, and I know a lot of it's out of our control, but we got to get Hauscard Brazoban to the damn All-Star game. The guy has been lights out, lowered his ERA today, 2.1 innings, 1 hit, 4 Ks, including striking out the final 3 batters. Let's listen to Brett Baty really quick, talking on the field, courtesy of SNY.
Sinker. As that bat's progressing, are you starting to look in that area? Yeah, for sure. My scouting report was sinker slider. I faced him last night too, and he gave me a lot of sliders. Now, you also faced one of the toughest lefties in the game in Garrett Crochet. First and foremost, especially considering you haven't been in there too often against lefties, when did you find out you were going to get the start today? Yeah. So you go up there and you get
last night. You knew, wow.
Things going. What is so difficult about Crochet, and how are you able to capitalize on a mistake?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a mountain. He's got his arms and legs funky. On top of that, just trying to get my foot down.
Your pitchers tonight striking out the world. Tyler McGill started off. Brazoban was fantastic from third base. What did you see from the group tonight?
Yeah, they were unbelievable, all of them. Tyler pitched so good from the start. And everybody else that followed. So, collective effort tonight.
Brett, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.
You know what's different about Brett Baty? I've seen previously in his post games. I'll be sure to watch out for any stuff with Mendoza and Soto as we're here. But you could see the confidence in this kid. Look, it's so funny. We really don't talk about it a ton on this program, and a lot of other podcasters don't talk about it either. But the back and forth nature, these scouting reports. But I was in the middle of talking about Hauscard Brazoban, 2 1/3, 1 hit, 4 Ks, including the final 3 batters, lowers his ERA to 0.90 on the season. He's been lights out, 97, 98, but that slider away to righties has been absolutely devastating. And I know a lot of Met fans were killing David Stearns last trade deadline for acquiring him, but he needed a little adjustment period, sometimes coming from a bad organization, the Miami Marlins, which he was very successful in multiple years with them. And that's why you had some faith in it. But let's get some of your comments really quick. Zach checking in over on YouTube. Let's go Mets, still fire the hitting coach. Listen, if Brett Baty's hitting, Lindor gets the late home run, Marte, a lot of these guys were hitting, Torrens, and then all of us, you're going to just blame the hitting coaches for Juan Soto not hitting. Let's not forget, there was a lot of crap earlier on in the year with Jeff McNeil last year about the hitting coaches, him not respecting them and all that yada, yada, all that BS. I'm not sold on that. Soto's got to get out of his head. He's clearly in his head. He took 3 strikes right down the pipe to start the first at bat and take strike 3, a hanging slider right down the middle in his second at bat. And I understand how great Garrett Crochet is, but give me a break. You're supposed to be one of the elite top 5 hitters in this sport. You got to get the bat off your shoulders. It tells me he's not seeing the ball well. Klub, what's going on, bro? What is Soto doing? If I had the answers, I'd be making a lot more and probably not doing this podcast. Ramon, what's going on, bro? Hope all is well with you. David, yay, we finally win a game. It's wild that we say that. Now we have the Dodgers coming into town. It's not going to be easy, but I will say baseball is a funny sport, man. It really is. You're going to have the home crowd. I'm hoping nobody's out there booing anybody. Don't boo Soto. Don't do any of that garbage. Let's encourage our players. Give him a clear home field advantage. If he's missing home field with the Yankees, let's make him feel at home while we're at Citi Field. Klub checks back in. I take back all the shit I said about Baty this offseason. And Klub, I know you are a diehard listener of this channel. I said it. Brett Baty's breakout year, that was my hot take. Him and Brazoban. I look like I'm doing pretty damn good with the Brazoban one. Let's hope Brett Baty comes back around. Metropole Jonathan, love the channel, right? That means the world to me. And I'll tell you this. And I typically don't like to throw any negativity out on the channel, but obviously you guys know if you're around social media, whether it's X, Facebook, YouTube, there could be a lot of negativity out there. And I want to thank you guys. We just reached over 52,000 followers across our platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and X. Means the world to us. And I put something out there. I reached out to a couple of people that I know within the Mets organization earlier today, and I was told there's nothing wrong with this locker room. It's almost like a regular locker room. Guys are talking in between starts and before the game, after the game. There doesn't seem to be any tension. And I got that from 3 different sources. 1 that's a former player, 2 that cover this team religiously. And I don't want to go into names, but the hate that I got coming out of that reporting, I couldn't believe it, especially some people that are not religious. I don't want to say that, but followers of our content for multiple years. For anybody who wants to question my integrity, I will never put that on the line. It's not worth it for me. But you see the people we have on this show and then say we don't know anybody. But I just wanted to put that out there. I wanted to thank you guys, especially the people over on YouTube and X. Been there for a while. Facebook is still growing and new, but I appreciate you guys. It's almost like a little Metcast family over here. Lewis checking in. I don't want to give up on Baty. Have that come back to bite us. And you know that it would. And I'm not comparing it because Daniel Murphy had an unbelievable season, but let's not forget, we had Daniel Murphy and we let him go right across town. That'd be such a New York Mets move. You trade him for Sandy Alcantara because we've seen for years that supposedly the Miami Marlins covet a guy like Brett Baty. That'd be the swap. Our luck, Baty would be a star, and Alcantara would continue to have a 4+ ERA, which he's had throughout this year. Ramon says, I have to be very honest. At the beginning of the season, I didn't like Baty. I like him, and I wish him the best. You know what it is? And I'll tell you this. Look, you guys know I'm down at spring training. I'm in the nitty gritty. I'm talking to as many people as I can. One thing that Terry Collins told me, he knows how hard Brett Baty works. He may not show it with the passion, but you saw that double off the wall, that roar he let out at second base. These guys are humans. We keep saying that. He's got the pressure being a first-round pick. And let's be honest, he's not coming into the easiest of situations. Since he's got here, he's had to battle for third base, battle for starts. He's been up from AAA, down from AAA. He's crushing it in AAA, hitting 5, 6, 7 home runs, getting called up for a week, sent back down. A guy gets injured, he's back up. The guy's healthy, he's back down. Now he's back up because another guy got injured. It can't be the easiest not knowing what's going on day to day. And I really hope the New York Mets give him a fair shake. I'm not going to sit here and say that I love the guy, but I like him as a prospect. But here's Mendoza as we get to some more of your comments right after this, courtesy of SNY.
And for him to come through there, and then I thought he hit a bullet right at the second baseman, and then that one in the 7th, I think it was, staying in there, going the other way, and coming through big time. It's just really good to see one of your young players perform and continue to play with confidence.
You know, there had been a lot of talk going into the game about McGill and just attacking the zone. Do you like what you saw out of him tonight?
Yes, 100%. Especially with the fastball. You know, he didn't only get ahead with the fastball, he kept attacking, kept going. He got swing and misses. I think he punched out 10. Only one walk. I thought he was really, really good. And we've seen that when he's attacking, when he's in the strike zone, he can do that because he's got really good stuff.
This is a relief on multiple counts. I mean, not just one in the game, but coming through with runners in scoring position, hit a homer for the first time in a while here. It just seems like a lot of tension. Maybe
6 games.
Well, I mean, look, guys, when you're going through stretches like this, they want to come through so bad, and at times it takes a little longer than what we would like to. But it was good to see those guys today not panicking, not that we have, but just continue to play your game, continue to execute. And we came through today.
And you guys get what Mendoza's going to say, that he's not going to say anything. But you go down the lineup, Lindor 2 for 5. Obviously, you had the home run, RBI. Marte 0 for 3 with a walk. Nimmo 0 for 1. Soto 0 for 3, RBI, walk, 3 strikeouts in a row, which we know. Pete 1 for 5, 2 Ks. Vientos again 0 for 3, a run, walk, K. Torrens 2 for 3, a run, walk, strikeout, and so forth. You guys all know what happened there. I want to get to one thing that John Harper, hint, tomorrow, came out and said Baty's scintillating defense of late got him the start versus the nifty left-hander Crochet, and then he broke the runners in scoring position dam for the Mets with 2 huge hits and 3 RBI in big win of the Red Sox. Great ABs versus lefties, especially the second down the line, left field line, as he continues to show growth and found new confidence. And that's one thing we keep hearing from all these beat writers. You feel the confidence. David says, you're lucky you get to watch the Mets games back there. I live in Vegas. We are 3 hours behind you. if you get the MLB app, you probably could watch it live. I would think so. I don't know how that works. Armand, Baty deserves a chance like Vientos did last season. I agree. And look, it's a small sample size right now with Baty, but he's swinging and getting extra base hits and home runs as we've seen. Zach says, so basically doing a deep push dive with some guys on Twitter about Soto. He's been the 7th most unlucky hitter so far this season. I know I keep hearing that. I don't want to hear that. Results are results. Baseball is a results-driven business or sport, whatever you want to say. We could say the same thing. It's like when you have a bad quarterback, Zach. Everybody says, oh, Aaron Rodgers was not that bad. Look at his O-line. I don't want to hear it. Goomba says, Baty has won a few games for us now, and his defense is very good. I would almost say his defense looks improved, or maybe Vientos is just so bad on defense that anything remote will look good. Regarding Baty, only time will tell, and it's a long season. As for Soto, he's becoming a negative distraction, and the Mets don't need that. Jose, I would have thought the same thing until my sources today said he's getting along with the guys in the locker room. People seem to be good vibes. Winning cures everything, and hitting's contagious. Let's hope he gets home in a big Dodger series, and he could say that. Metropole, that's funny. Crochet can get back to knitting. Goomba says, David, the game's on the same time there as here. Yep, that's exactly what I said. I'm sorry about that. Alvy needs to sit. Terrence needs to be better. I agree with you. See if we got anything else here. Brett, the Hitman Baty. I actually called him Brett, the brick wall Baty. He stops everything at third, especially some balls that he's not supposed to. Maybe Soto needs to wear glasses. LOL. David, who knows, my man? Who knows? Mauricio, appreciate you checking in. Elvin Baty stays. I agree with you guys. But I got to be up early for work tomorrow, guys. I appreciate you guys all checking in with the post game. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. Leave a comment below once this video goes live. I appreciate everybody coming in. We have the off day tomorrow. Don't forget, John Harper will be joining me live answering your questions tomorrow night between 8:30 and 9. Make sure you look forward to that. The reminder will be going out tomorrow morning prior to this. And if you want to get involved in the conversation, we are going to be taking questions exclusively from our YouTube followers. So be sure to be listening and watching over on YouTube if you want to get involved in the conversation. As always, everybody, let's go Mets. Peace out.